Around 9 in the morning, I had a cannoli that me and my dad got from the Salty Bread the other day with my first cup of plain coffee. I recall during that same visit, we also got the equivalent of a super slice of this poutine pizza. I recall having some coffee throughout today. Starting with about 2 cups. From 9 in the morning to about 10:30 in the morning. With 10:30 in the morning being around the time me and my dad first went out. We drove to my dad's parents' place, parked and got out of my dad's car, and then we got in my dad's mom's car. So the 3 of us in one car could go to first the local Savers, which is essentially a Goodwill, the equivalent to Goodwill, but a different brand. And nothing really got my interest there. Then I recall roughly around noon, it was around the time of noon to 1 p.m. was around the time of our first shopping trip at Ollie's. Which is a store that sells merchandise from retail stores and warehouses, essentially buying overstocks, liquidations, and similar in order to buy merchandise at a discounted price so that it can then be sold at a discounted price. I enjoyed all of the funny drawings throughout the walls of the store. And I looked around with my dad and his mom. During which I found something that interested me. Some containers of Planters cashews. They were salted but didn't have too much sodium. I figured it would be a good keto-friendly snack to have at my dad's place. And so, me and my dad got 2 tins of Planters cashews. After the first Ollie's shopping trip, the 3 of us drove to my dad's mom's place. And roughly from 1:15 p.m. to 1:45 p.m., we were there having flavored, sparkling water. From brands that taste good for me. Not from brands that historically for me taste bad. We ate crackers, spicy salami, slices of steak. It was pretty enjoyable. These crackers were given to me by my dad's mom. Around that time. After essentially having lunch with my dad's mom, me and my dad went to my dad's place to drop off what he bought for himself, first at Savers and then during the first Ollie's shopping trip. Bringing that stuff from the trunk and back of his car to predominantly the living room of his house. Around that time, I had just one of the crackers I was given by my dad's mom. Then I sat on the living room couch and wrote on the back of an envelope essentially numbers in order to write down the measurements. And my dad took of all of the windows in his house. So we would have the necessary measurements to get new blinds for the windows. Which is what we did during a second shopping trip at that same Ollie's. I was given a choice to either, after being at my dad's place, roughly from 2 to 2:30 p.m., to either stay home or go with my dad. Initially, I considered staying home. But then decided to go to spend some time with my dad's mom. Nothing really caught my interest the second time we were at Ollie's. There was this Battle of the Sexes party game, but I only checked the game out by reading the front and back of the box. I didn't really consider buying it. There was also a Love Wins plush throw, essentially a plush blanket that was predominantly black, save for the rainbows, all of the rainbows with Love Wins written between the arches, the arch. But I already had enough blankets, and I could always draw something similar to that on polystyrene. I noticed the Love Wins plush throw during the first Ollie's shopping trip. After dropping my dad's mom off at my dad's parents' place following the second Ollie's shopping trip, we visited my dad's dad at the nursing home roughly from 4:30 p.m. to 5 p.m. And then immediately afterwards, we went to the Salvatores we always go to, and we were there from 5:15 p.m. to around 7:30 p.m., during which at one point I was given a cup of coffee that I sipped at because I nodded off a lot during while we were at Salvatore's with some of my dad's friends. That slice of pizza I had, other than the slice of poutine pizza, was one of the slices of pizza that was given to me and my dad by my dad's friend Maggie. Me and my dad got a pizza with different toppings. We got pepperoni and bacon for the pizza we got while we were at Salvatore's. And the beverage I got just one alcoholic drink. I initially thought it was called Whisk Me Off My Feet, but it turns out it's actually called You Whiskey Me Off My Feet. After that, along with the cup of coffee I was given, I had 2 glasses of iced water with some cherries in each glass of water. I recall waking up for today some minutes before 3 in the morning. The alarms I set for that time. One on my laptop through a third-party website, and one on my phone through the clock app. I worked on the Moogle polystyrene drawing project from about 9:30 in the morning to 10:30 in the morning, for a pretty brief amount of time before Dad reminded me of what we were doing today. at that time. After we dropped my dad's mom off, following the second shopping trip to Ollie's, she gave me and my dad each one thin chocolate disc with I think some crunchy stuff in it. Those thin chocolate discs she got from Trader Joe's recently, at Trader Joe's. That thin chocolate disc, it was pretty good. I also edited the February 3 My Dinner video during some of the first shopping trip at Ollie's, though I didn't have room to save a 1080p UCut video project file. And I had already pretty much run out of other videos to delete that I would be willing to delete to save up room on my phone, and apps that would save a significant, idle apps that deleting would save a significant amount of space. And so I saved a 720p UCut video project file, figuring it wouldn't be a noticeable loss in quality. There isn't much difference between 1080p and 720p, and I uploaded that to my YouTube channel. Excuse me. I'll try to ensure I don't have to do that in the future.